It's our reality, just your average family trying to be normal and stay out of trouble, living a double life.
What's up? Today, we got Thunderman's Season 1, Episode 11, Going Wonkers. This episode starts off with Cole Campbell walking Phoebe home. Yeah, remember Cole? Yeah, remember him? Yeah, he hasn't appeared since Episode 3, and he will never appear again after this episode, so what's the point in even remembering his name? Yeah. Cole says, thanks. Yeah, Cole is walking Phoebe home. Cole says, thanks for saying she'd go to the dance with him. Phoebe says, it's always been her dream, thinking about that. Says, it's all she's been thinking about since he asked her. Cole says, he asked her in the driveway. Phoebe asks, she knows. Then it becomes a motor mouth by saying, he asked her 20 seconds ago. Oh, 27 or 28 or 29. Then Cole says he has a gift for her, a flower for her. Phoebe says it's beautiful. Says it's beautiful, not him, but it's not like he's beautiful. And Phoebe says, someone start talking now. Cole says he should get going. He'll see her tonight. And then Phoebe says 3 hours, 10 seconds, and 10 seconds. And 25. Then Cole leaves. Phoebe says, that's how you talk to a boy. And that becomes a plot. That becomes a joke again. Phoebe sighs, but her heat breath activates, burning the flower. Phoebe comes in to Max saying a dead flower. Phoebe says Cole gave it to her. Yeah. Cole gave it to her. Max says he's a keeper, and Phoebe says Cole didn't do it. She actually burned it with her heat breath. Isn't that weird? Max says, what happened to Phoebe's sub? He doesn't care. Then Max starts eating his sub when it freezes. When he freeze breaths it, turning into snow? I don't know. Hank comes in saying, emergency family meeting. Nora comes in with Billy saying that she only buried Billy up to his neck. Billy says he wanted to know what a plant feels like. Again, Billy is not smart. How many times does the writer have to keep telling us this, that Billy is not a genius? It's like every episode I have to keep mentioning this because the writers keep referencing it, that Billy is not smart. Billy wanted to feel like a plant felt like. Barb says the Achilles comet is back. Again. Says the Achilles comet is back. Phoebe says the Achilles comet, Max says that's terrible. And Billy says, oh no. Then Hank says they have no idea what the Achilles comet is. And they say they don't. Hank explains that the comet messes with the Earth's magnetic field and causes their superpowers to go wonky. Billy says, what does wonky mean? Then his super speed activates, causing him to hit the front door, saying, wonky, got it. After the opening, Billy is sitting upwards to stop his super speeding. Billy says, how long does he have to stay like that? His face is too close to Hank's butt cushion. And then Nora says, how do you think the cushion feels? Okay. Very funny joke. Show. Barb says that they just don't know when his super speed will activate. Then his super speed activates, and Nora says they can run back in the hole. Hank shows everyone the Achilles comet. Its path is unpredictable. Now it's close to Earth, and they can track it. Max says, hold on. Is that a new remote? Hank says he got it yesterday. He programmed it to run the DVD player. And Barb said, but Barb interrupts saying, Hank, can you talk finishing about your little toy later? And Hank says it's not a toy, but then says about how the red squishy buttons work. Then says look how the red and spongy the buttons are. Max says he wants to push him, and Phoebe says, hello, giant comet speeding past Earth, doing weird things to their powers. Nora says, no comet is going to mess with her powers. And then she just starts lasering. Her laser eyes uncontrollably starts lasering the entire place. Because, I don't know. Then she starts lasering the place. Hank to the third deck, and lasers hit Hank's foot and the remote. And Billy tells Max to freeze his sister herself. Of course, he freezes Phoebe because it's Max. Then Barb says, freeze your other sister, so he freezes Nora. Then Hank says, well, now thaw him out, and Hank's like, and then Max is like, do you wanna? They gotta have their dream family. They're like, do it, and Max is like, ugh, fine, and he does it. Which is kind of funny, is that Max just does it, because I don't know. Yeah. Phoebe says what did Max say? Something about his dream family being Max's dream family is two people frozen. Phoebe asks Hank how the wonky thing can last. And Hank says they have to wait for the comet, which is what this clock is. Then of course, Billy says 10 hours because 10 years because they have to say, oh, by the way, guys, if we have not drilled into your heads by now that Billy is not smart, then this will totally agree. This will totally tell you that he's not smart. Which we already know. We already know that Billy's not smart. We already know. So why do you keep telling us? Hank, of course, says 10 hours. And then she says, 10 hours? Phoebe says she'll keep everything in control at the dance. Hank says, school dance, that can't happen. And Phoebe says Cole asked her to be his date. Barb, of course, just like in episode 3, gets excited because she for some reason likes Cole Campbell. I don't know why. Either she's just doing it in support of Phoebe, but what do they have against this guy? What do they have for this guy? Cole Campbell is just a bland dude. He looks like what Lincoln Loud would be as a teenager. If Lincoln Loud had white hair. But look, how can you like that guy? Phoebe, you... Okay. I don't know how Phoebe can like that guy, but... Yeah. Yeah. And asks Phoebe what she's gonna wear. Hank says pajamas because she's not leaving the house. So Phoebe says she's good now. But Barb says about the twin thing, which is about how if she and Max don't stay in 3 feet of each other, bad stuff will happen. Barb says the last time this happened, they realized if they kept their baby cribs within 3 feet of their trouble, their powers didn't go off. Max says he's not buying that. Then he gets telekinesis to the couch, which, yeah. Max says 3 feet it is. Hank says he wishes there was a way Phoebe could go, but she can't control her power. Anything can happen, including being exposed. Hank says school break starts the next day, and Cole's family is going on vacation for 2 whole weeks. No, Phoebe, you mean for the entire series, because Cole never comes back after this episode. I still don't know why, but Phoebe should have said, Cole goes on school break for the entire series, and Phoebe's never going to reference him ever again. Bye, Cole. You had 2 episodes to yourself, and you were kind of a bland character. But I'm just saying is that I still don't get why Cole just never came back. Phoebe doesn't mention him ever again, and she actually gets she actually crushes on another guy in season 2, and then gets a boyfriend in season 2. So what happened to Cole? She completely forgets about him and moves on to have 2 other successful relationships. Actually, one crush and a successful relationship in that very same season, which we'll talk about when we get to season 2. But I'm just saying, what was the point of Cole's character then? Anyway, Phoebe says he's going on vacation for 2 weeks. Barb says if Max goes with Phoebe and they stay within 3 feet of each other, they'll be fine. Then she can go with Cole. Max says he's not going to some lame school dance and asks him to shut it down. I almost put the... Hank says, actually, it's not a bad idea. Max says, why does Hank hate him? And Phoebe says, the only reason why Max doesn't want to go is because the girl Courtney, which for some reason in the episode, the subtitles that I watched on, spells her name Courtney. Court with N-I. And they spelled that name for the rest of the episode. But when I looked on Thunderman's Wikipedia, it said her name was Courtney. It said her name was It says her name was... It says her name was Courtney. Don't know why either the writers nor the subtitles that I watched this on changed the name, but I'm just telling you, it's Courtney. Yeah, Phoebe says the only reason Max didn't want to go because the girl he had a crush on, Courtney, said no when he asked her. Max says, she did not say no, then cut to Courtney saying no. Because, I don't know. Then in flashbacks to Courtney telling Max no, because they literally had to say it. Max saying, all the things were said, he can't remember. The point is, Max is staying home and nothing's going to change his mind. Then Hank says, well, they can hang out with them. I'm going to hang out with him and Barb, and he got a new 3D puzzle of Titanic. Them two, Hank, and 5,000 pieces of oceanic history. Phoebe says, so is Max going to be ready by 7? Max says they can leave now if she wants. Then him will hide Dan. Phoebe is talking with Cole. Cole says how good Phoebe looked, and Phoebe says she can't believe they finally got their first date together. Max shows up asking what they're doing next, and Phoebe says they have to stay within 3 feet of each other, not 3 inches. Max decides to have Cole's last slider. Phoebe asks Cole if Max is going to hang around them all night. Phoebe says it's Max's first dance. He's a little shy. And then Max says, oh yeah, Cole is going to like that slider, and gives it back to Cole. And Phoebe says he's kind of gross too. Then Sarah shows up because they have to remind us that she's still a character who still loves Max. But Sarah shows up saying how handsome Max is and asking him to dance. Max says maybe later, Sarah, because he just ate, and you gotta wait 20 seconds. 20 seconds. And Sarah says she'll see him in 20 seconds. Max says he'll be here, and Max tells Phoebe they got 20 seconds to leave. Phoebe says he promised to stay, and says there's a rumor of mini tacos later. Max says he does like tiny food, so he agrees to stay just for that. Wow. Cole says, let's take a picture, and obviously it's the thumbnail of this video. It's the thumbnail of this video where Max slowly slides into the picture. It's funny. It's just funny. I couldn't have a background picture for this video, so I just chose this one, even though it's also the thumbnail of the picture on Paramount Plus. but it's just a funny picture. Phoebe says Cole's just being sweet. Max thinks that the reason why he wants to throw up is something to do with that slider. Phoebe and Cole go and take a picture with Max slowly getting into it. Phoebe says, "Isn't this great?" And Max says, and Cole says, he's really glad he invited Phoebe and her brother to the dance. Phoebe says, "Don't worry, they'll crop him out." Max says, "Just crop him out." And Cole says, or Max can just get out. And Max says, "I'll just get out." Max leaves, and Max leaves. And doesn't go 3 feet, so and goes away 3 and leaves. So he's 3 feet away from Phoebe. So the cameraman's camera breaks on the ground. Phoebe says Max can't get far away from her, and Max is watching Courtney with her boyfriend. He's never actually specified as her boyfriend, but since the Thunderman's wiki told me that that this guy was her boyfriend, I just decided to put that she was her boyfriend because yeah, that's her boyfriend. Phoebe says sorry for Max, but they need to go back with her. Max and Cole. Then Max runs into Sarah's dance club and taking a Max asks Sarah if she was affected by a comet. Meanwhile, Thunderman house, Hank's fixing the remote, Billy's in a baby bouncer, and Nora shows up a laser-proof goggle. Billy says she looks like a bug. So Nora's like, "Hey, can she be closer to Billy?" Billy's like, "Oh no, it's a trap," and Nora starts to laser him because that's how she does. Yeah, that's Nora's whole character. She lasers when she's angry. And she lasers Billy before Barb puts back on the goggles, saying that they should do some yoga together. Barb says that she and Hank learned to stay calm. It keeps their powers from going off. Hank says ice cream helps too, and Barb says the last time the clone was here, he gained 30 pounds. But Barb said the clone was only here for 10 hours, and Hank says it was the comet, and Barb's like, "Okay, bro, okay, it's the comet, okay, I get it." Yeah, Hank really wants to say he gained 30 pounds because of a comet, not because he eats too much. At least he's not being egotistical like in the last episode. It tells Hank to go back to his puzzle. Barb and Nora try to do some yoga, but Barb gets a cramp. Barb gets a cramp, causing her electricity to push her and Nora. And Barb says, "Who wants ice cream?" And then Hank says he's way ahead of her, already eating the ice cream. Then him the high dance. Phoebe and Cole are dancing, and Max dancing between them. Max then says, "Can't you believe Courtney chose her boyfriend over Max?" And Cole roasts Max by saying, "You mean she didn't choose the annoying guy who has no sense of personal space?" That's kind of funny Cole line. Wow. The only time Cole is funny is in this episode. And it's his final appearance. Wow, did they really want to make his final appearance a good one? Because he roasts Max like twice. Yeah, Max says that now there's another third guy who likes her. Sarah says hello, footloose, and then Max says, then Max says, "Not now, screw loose," and then kicks her aside with his butt. Wow, Max. Also, yeah. Wow, Max. Max gets so far that a toupee falls off a teacher's head. Phoebe catches it and tells him to stay away from the air vent. Cole asks Phoebe if she's going to going to Max again, but Phoebe lies and says that she's going where the music takes her. Max runs into Courtney, and Max says that he thought that she wasn't coming to the dance. And Max says she was. She just wasn't coming with him. Wow, girl. Wow. I feel bad for my bro Max. Yeah. Max asks who the guy Courtney is with, who the guy is. Courtney says his name is Jacob. He's a senior. And Max says a citizen. Calling him a senior citizen. That is funny. That is funny Max moment. Yeah, Jacob asks Max what he's doing there. Max says he's just talking, and Jacob says, talk to someone else, freshman. Courtney says, Max is cute, but Jacob has a car. Girl, you're only in with girl. You're only in with the dude because of his car and that he's a higher grade. Max, I think you could have done better with Tara. Cole's sister. At least she gave you her number. This girl barely isn't. At least I feel like you couldn't do better with Cole's sister, Max. At least she gave you. At least she gave you her number. I'm surprised Cole didn't ask Max like, bro, did you ever call? Why didn't you ever call his sister, or mention anything about his sister? Max says she would have loved their walks. Jacob asks Max, what are you still doing there? Max says he's just dancing. And Jacob challenged Max to a dance-off. Cole roasts Max again by saying, Phoebe, I guess your brother got over his shyness. And asking her when to get out there and grab a pizza. Phoebe is torn between her crush and her brother. Cole says he gets the feeling she doesn't want to hang out with him. I would get the feeling too, Cole, if you literally never showed up again. And you looked like that. Such a bland guy. Yeah. Phoebe says she does, and Cole says, let's go. Again, torn between her brother and her crush, Phoebe chooses Max, upsetting Cole, and Cole leaves. Then a heart pinata breaks in half, and Phoebe says, oh, now the comic's just mocking her. Meanwhile, Phoebe says she can't believe it's over with Cole. Cole blames Max for this for some reason, and I don't get it. You were the one that chose Max not to go. What do you blame Max for? You should blame the comet. The comet's the reason why all this is going on. Blame the comet. Max had nothing to do with it. Okay, he did float dump your video. He did hang around you he did follow you all night. But the blame is not on Cole. Max. He did nothing wrong, Phoebe. Cole's what's wrong? Yeah. Max says the dance is important to him too because he's about to dance off a guy that he's never met for a girl who wants nothing to do with him. Phoebe says it'll probably take him minutes to get over it. Max says since he's been following her around, now it's time for her to follow him around. Max says Phoebe don't mind, he has to dance. Sarah slides in, telling Max to be careful in a dance off. Max walks away and Phoebe follows him. Jacob starts dancing and Max starts dancing away from Phoebe. A disco ball starts to shake, so Phoebe tells Max to come back. Max dances good. Max wins the dance off, so Courtney breaks up with Jacob. Jacob says, he's a senior. He has a car. And she says, then drive yourself home. Now this girl yeah. Then Phoebe says Max danced good, and Max says now she wants him. Maybe she realized she missed out on. She says is she supposed to win the dance off for him, and he says well now she offered "Oh, Sarah," and then Sarah, I just love that. I just love that he's like, "Oh, Sarah," and then Sarah starts dancing in Courtney's face, angering Courtney, and she leaves. Yeah, Max. Yeah, Phoebe says, "Thanks, Max. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Max, for the move." Max thanks Phoebe for the moves. Phoebe says that she's glad someone's night wasn't a disaster. Max says sorry that to Phoebe about Cole. Cole says Phoebe hates her, and Max says Cole likes her. Phoebe says, "How does Max know?" And Max says he knows because he's a guy, and because he was following them around all night. Yeah. Then a toupee teacher comes back, and Max says most of the night he was following. He was in three of them. The three feet of them to all night. Then toupee teacher comes back, and Max says most of the night. Phoebe says she can't let Cole thinking that she's not like. Yeah. Phoebe says she can't. If she says if Cole likes her, he must have thinking her not liking him. So she can't let him leave the show forever, or as she states it, she can't let him leave for 2 weeks knowing that, but we know she can't let him leave the show forever. She can't let his actor leave the show without him knowing how much he likes her. She has to fix it. Then she's about to leave when a disco ball starts rolling after partygoers, so she says she and Max have to fix it. Meanwhile, Barb is charging her chakra. Chidori, or Rasengan, or I love Naruto. Maybe she's recharging her taijutsu. But, yeah. Hank finishes his Titanic when the thunderman says 1 hour until comet passes. Barb gets excited, causing her electricity to activate, breaking Billy's baby bouncer, causing him to super speed in Nora, knocking off her glasses, causing her to blow up Hank's Titanic puzzle. Then Hank steps on his remote. Then Hank hears the ice cream truck, causing him to fly out of the house. But then he comes back, realizing it was his ringtone. Okay, I guess that's a joke. Meanwhile, at Cole's house, which is the first time, which I never thought I'd say, and I'll never say it again. We see Phoebe and Mac get there, and Phoebe says, "Slight warning: Cole may have moved on to Courtney." Phoebe says, "I thought Max was over her." She thought Max was over Courtney, and Max says, "So did he." Cole opens up his windows to talk to Phoebe. Phoebe asks Max what she should do, but Cole, thinking that Phoebe's talking to him, says, "How should he know?" Phoebe asks him. Phoebe says, "It's not Cole. It's not Cole." Max says she's messing up. Phoebe says not helping, and because again Cole's thinking Phoebe's talking to him, she says, "What does she need help with?" Max says, "Yeah." I love the joke where Max says he might have messed up big time, and then Phoebe's like, "What did you do?" And then Max like, "No, tell Cole that you messed up big time." I just love that joke. Like Phoebe thinks Max is talking about himself, but in reality, he's talking about what she should say to Cole. That was a good joke. Thank you, Thunderman writers. That was a good joke. I kind of like that one. Yeah, I kind of like that one. Phoebe says to Cole she messed up big time. It was an off night, like in a game when you go up to block, get called for a foul in the paint. Block a shot and get called for a foul in the paint. You know what I'm saying. Then Phoebe questions what she's even saying. Cole says he thinks he knows what she's saying. Then Max asks Phoebe to tell Cole one more important thing. Then Sarah shows up in the bushes with Max. Max says, go away. So Phoebe tells Cole to go away. Phoebe says, don't go away, Cole. Sarah says, Max forgot about their dance. Max says, there's no music. And Sarah says, let danger be their music. So Max runs away with Sarah chasing after him. Because Max is 3 feet away, pine cones attack Cole. Max returns and Phoebe apologizes when he gets and says that she hopes they can hang out again. Lies. Cole says he would love to. Cole lies / promises, but also lies because he never comes back again, and says that once he gets back, they'll have a real date. Again, lies, because you never come back again, Cole, so you're basically lying to her. Stop treating Phoebe this way. Lies. Yeah, lies. He's lying. You're a lying boy, Cole. I don't even know if Cole ever came back. Yeah, did Cole ever come back? Or to off screen? We know he probably did, but Phoebe, for some reason, never referenced it. Cole said he'd love to. Yeah. When Phoebe says she can't wait, and Cole says thanks for the pine cone, and says goodnight to Max. Max says goodnight to Cole, and Cole shuts his window. Phoebe says thanks for coming, and Max says they're even now. Now give him a 5-minute and defrost a frozen Sarah. Okay, that was kind of funny, and Max froze her amid her dancing. That was funny. Max says that you're not supposed to be a part and uses her free press on Sarah. Phoebe says oops for some reason, despite Max telling her to do that to defrost Sarah. So then Phoebe tells Sarah where Max is. Meanwhile, and Sarah gives chase. Meanwhile, at the thunderman house, Hanks fixes the remote. Phoebe and Max get home, and they all see the comet finally pass. Max and Phoebe fight over the remote, only to realize, thanks to Hank's super glue that he put on the remote, they have now been super glued together, yelling, "No, no!"